Hello, everybody. Good morning. My name is Heloiza Fitzmaurice. I am part of the Irish Spiritist Association of Ireland, and I'm very happy of being back here today in this not that sunny as morning, but it's still not too bad for an August. I would like to start before with our speech today with our prayer to set the tone. So I'd like everyone to please sit comfortable on your chair, close your eyes if you think that's better and or not. But please let's raise our thoughts to Jesus and ask the spirituality and our guardians to allow us to open your mind and our thoughts today to enjoy this speech and to understand what's the best for us and to just realize the important things for us in life, to calm our hearts, to calm everything around us in a moment that we live. The world is so difficult with so many hate speeches, with so many conflicts going on, and people saying so many mean things, writing so many mean things. So let's always take a step back. Think before we give it an answer. Think before we make a comment. Let's always take a deep breath and always remind ourselves, what would Jesus say or think about the situation nowadays? Always remember of Jesus as our example, our model, because it's him that's our main example. So let's not forget when we say we are Christians. We are Christians for one unique main reason. It is Jesus Christ, our main model, in his simplicity, in his life, in his way of being charitable, in his way of teaching and helping each other and being absolutely there for each other without any prejudice. So let's enjoy this speech today. I hope I'll be clear to everyone, and I apologize in advance if I make any mistakes. And so be it. Today, I'll be talking about a subject which I think bring many of us to Spiritism, and it is a very popular thing that's called dreams. Not only the dreams, as in English we say, as our objectives in life, the things that we love to do, but our real dreams when we go to sleep. So it is the Spiritism point of view of dreams. Of course, we have dreams explained as well by neuroscience and psychology. And we're not taking that out of consideration. But we will explain today a little bit more the Spiritism approach to dreams. So, what are dreams? So I think all of us have had that question before, or all of us always ask ourselves, what are our dreams? What do they mean? Should we get those books with the meanings of the dreams? I dream with the horse. I dream with the cockroach. I dream that I was falling down. I dreamed that I was. How many people dream that they walk with no shoes? I dreamed that I was like with no clothes. People have those dreams, and they even have they had a research not so long ago done that in different countries they have very popular dreams that they call common fear dreams. So that they are done like in few societies people are more fearful, so they dream about it. They are dream they have no clothes, or they dream that they are going out and they have no shoes. So they're common societal fears. But what are dreams in by the Spiritism? So the dreams, so that's Kardec have that a whole part of that in the Spiritism book. So it's called the Emancipation of the Soul. So dreams is the reality of the soul's activity. That is a memory of what the soul experienced during sleep. So basically, who needs to rest is our body, not our spirit. So our body, as a machine that it is, do need to rest. That's extremely necessary. I think all the research have already shown that we do need at least 6 hours sleep per day. And if there is any parents watching me here today would know that how much we suffer when we have younger kids that we don't sleep because they don't sleep, and how much we become so cranky and so lost our memory, and everything in our life becomes so hard because we can't sleep. So as physically talking, we do need to sleep. It's important for our memories, important for our well-being, is important for everything. Talking about our physicality, talking about our mood, production of hormones, production of everything, recover of our neural cells and everything. But during our sleep, our spirit do not sleep. Our spirit will disconnect from our body and will create some type of memory. What part of the brain do dreams come from? So this is the part of dreams that's the physical dream. So dreams form in the temporal lobe of the brain. This region is in charge of the building, imagining, and recreating memories. So those are the physical dreams that what we call. So I'm gonna take that a little bit more in details because there are three types, basically what we call dreams. But those are the dreams created basically by our body, not really by the experiences of our souls per se. And this has already been researched. So by neuroscience, by people sleeping in labs and by then putting them in scan machines. So that's where actually the dreams are recorded, like, a Hollywood in the brain. And that's actually where those the dreams are created. I think for people watched a lovely Disney movie, a Pixar movie called Inside Out. So that was very, very nice. But that's the physical, we call the physical dreams, where they are created. And where are the soul's memory kept? So that image, it's really nice because most of us always think, where do our soul go? So because our soul every night get out of our body, so that feeling, my God, so it's gone, our body's there left alone. Not really. We are connected, as you see, by this beautiful almost an umbilical cord. So we are momentarily disconnected from our physical body, but not totally, because we do have this umbilical cord. So we're still there. And so that's the reason why we can travel safely and then come back to our own selves and then create then our memory. Our brain can keep sometimes only fragments of the memories created by our spirit when he goes somewhere to do something. But considering that our brain, it is a very gross matter comparing to the soul's energy, to our spirit energy, because our spirit is an energy. It's very hard to the brain to keep those memories. It's like if you're comparing very two different types of technology. So it's the same if you want. It's the same if you want to insert a very new memory, like nowadays, like 32 gigabytes memory in a very old computer, like in a computer that you have from 1998. It won't be able to. You're gonna maybe be able to fragment and get a little bit of that, but he won't be able to absorb that memory, that technology. So it's more or less that same kind of no comparison. So we can consider that exists just for purpose, three types of dream. So to make it a little bit easier. So the common dreams. So the common dreams are the repercussions of our physical dispositions. So basically, circular threads is achieve or psychological. So our fears, worries, anxieties, and desires. So basically, everything we eat or things that we feel in that day, our normal day-to-day worries, if we're going to have a test the next day, we're going to have an interview, or we have a huge thing that we want to do. So I think all of us know if you um, uh, just ate something really heavy, you really gonna have, sometimes people say don't eat cheese at nighttime, like, you're gonna have a nightmare. Yes, because basically it is that they have proved that just the time of enzymes produce it, how your body's gonna have to digest that, and how that produce it on your body. Sometimes the fears, worries, anxieties, that's gonna create dreams on you. That's that machine that's already in your brain. And those are the most common type of dreams that's going to be in your day to day. That's your machine create on you. That doesn't mean that your spirit is not out of your body doing other things. It's just mix the memories. And so you won't be able to remember anything that your spirit is doing outside of your body, because your body's more confused, or is there processing the other problems that you had during your day to day, or your other fears. And also, it explains loads. So people say, why I like, I'm dreaming about something very, like, reoccurrent or something, that I will go into that a little bit more, but it will be more in that category of your common dreams. Um, Reflective dreams. So is the externalizations of impressions and images stored in our memory. So that's the famous when we watch a bad, like, a horror movie before we go to sleep, or we stay on our phone until late at night, and we go to sleep with that. So basically, our brain is that absorbing and absorbing and absorbing things. And that's the last thing that you go to sleep. So your brain is still processing that, and then it's basically almost projecting that back again. Again, that doesn't mean your spirit is not there doing other things, but that it's the last thing that's being on your memory, and it's just being reprojected again. And then the spiritual dreams, so it's that little fragments that sometimes we can actually remember. So they are the real and effective activity of the spirit during the unfolding, or when our unfolding, it is the other name for when your spirit is detaching, the process from your body provided by sleep. Can you detach from your body when you're not sleeping? Yes, you can. There's a mediunic process that some mediums can do, but you can only do if you are in a if you're a medium, and if you can do during a mediumistic work, and if of course prepared and together with other mediums, colleagues, with a purpose. And you're not going to be that, like, just for fun. So but the unfolding or the attached process is done every night by when you're going to go to sleep. So does our spirit leave the body every night? Yes, it does. It's a must. Some people say no, it's impossible. It doesn't, because I don't have that feeling, or I don't remember, or anything like that. It said nobody does. Sometimes it maybe don't go anywhere. Sometimes it just detach and keep in the room staring at your own self. And that looks, it's when I actually read that, and I actually watched another from the Brazilian Association of Spiritism. called Fab talking about that. I thought it was the creepiest thing I ever heard, that you watch yourself sleeping. Like, like the that music, every step you take, every move you make, I'm watching you. So you actually, like, you stalking your own self. Yes. Why is that? Because you are actually in a moment of peace, and you're in a moment of reflection, and you just need to be there, stay put, like, reflecting and everything. And then you actually maybe, like, talking to other spirits that come to visit or something like that. And I was like, oh, but that's so creepy. But anyway, that can happen, but you will always leave your body. You do not stay within your body, because you will have something to do, but it is automatic. It is automatic, and it is within minutes anyway. Once your body goes in that first strong sleep. And I think all of you, have you had those dreams or nightmares when you wake up? Like, have you had when you wake up exhausted? You felt that was real, and you felt like, sometimes you were hit by the bus. Like sometimes, like, you had a feeling, you dreamt, you had that you were in a fight, and you actually wake up feeling that you were physically hit by something, or you dream, like, that you were kissing someone, and you wake up feeling, oh my god, my mouth, like, you really feel that actually I kissed someone. You actually even feel guilty, especially if you have a partner. Oh my god, did I teach my partner? Or, like, murdering. How many people said to me, but I felt that I was stabbed, and wake up with that feeling. Or actually that you did something wrong like that. I felt that I killed someone. So the worst part of all is, when we have those very strong, especially that's really touching feelings, our spirits, and that is one of the, even Freud actually said that we dream about something that we desire a lot. Is almost an obsessive thing, and we can be the obsessor ourselves in most of the times, actually, which is also another scary thing. If we really are upset with something, and we go, like, we had a fight, and we feel that we didn't speak what we wanted to say, and we didn't resolve what has to be resolved, and we are very angry. But if I speak to that person, he's gonna see what I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna say everything to her. I'm gonna say all my words. And you actually, when you go to sleep, your spirit will go to that person, and will have that fight, and will say what has to be said to that spirit, believe it or not. So sometimes it can be even a fragmentation of the memory, but your spirit will find a way to go. And unfortunately as well, when we, unfortunately or fortunately, we don't have a personality transplant when we sleep. So we are what we are. So the same type of friends, the same type of people, the same type of news we read when we are here, the same type of things we look in Instagram, Facebook, or the same type of things, information that is around us when we are awake. It's the same type of things that we're going to look for when we are out of our body. And this same type of people is going to be around us. So if we are addicted to something, um, it's very possible, and especially for those that are trying to give up the addiction, that your spirit will be looking for that when they go to sleep. When you are, like, someone that's always, like, in big gossips, looking for, like, information to inflame even more conversation, and like to see like, but that one says that, to say that, like, those big conspiracy theories and everything. You will be around that type of spirits, because again, we don't change. We don't become saints when we die. We also don't become saints when we are in our spirits, because our spirits ourselves is the same. It's the same, isn't? So of course, if we don't change, if our spirit is up to no good when it's sleeping, you will wake up exhausted. We will be back feeling, gosh, what I was up to? Probably up to no good. So that's the thing that I'm gonna say now. How to prepare to sleep? Well, probably all of us from here, and I think the Irish ones as well, is because brought by Catholicism, and we do that a lot at home because my husband is Catholic. We always teach the kids, let's pray. Even so many songs in here. Let's pray before we go to sleep. And why is that? Because guys, it is part of the hygiene before going to sleep, isn't? We have to have a bath, we brush our teeth, I put a nice pajamas, bed's nice and cozy. And also it is almost like, the cleaning for our soul, for our brain to go to sleep as well. Why we would not do that? So it is our preparation to go to sleep. Because how many times I had bad dreams, and my dad would say to me, did you pray? And I would get so annoyed. No, I didn't pray. Why are you asking me again if I prayed? Yes, I didn't. And how many times I didn't pray, and I just had that feeling. I wake up and I had that feeling that something heavy was on top of me, and like, was a huge conversation going on in my room, and I was like, hey, it's like, was like, I was a meeting going on there. And I would get annoyed with that, because I allow that to happen. Because if we don't pray, if we don't set the tone, if we don't say to our mentor or guardian angel, as you want to call, if we don't say again to ourselves, we have the gospel called Spiritism. We have many books from André Luiz. The collection is vast in Spiritism, and we should have the Bible. So there are many sources of good information, and good uh, Christian information, and sometimes just those nice, like, spiritualist little phrases, like, small little phrases about the day, positive affirmations even. Um, and most importantly, the thankful one, being grateful for your day, like you're alive. You end up your day like, everybody's okay. And then that other one about St. Augustine. How was my day? Did I was I nice to everybody? Let's measure things. Did I measure it myself? Did I not take too much to say an answer? Did I not upset someone? Did I did I do everything that I needed? Did I actually say to everyone that I want to, that I love them? So it is important to prepare ourselves to sleep, because could be the last time that we go to sleep and come back. And so it's really, really important. And also, how many times people say to me, oh, I would love to dream with my grandma, with my mom that passed away, with my dad that passed away, with a loved one. But do we really ask for it? Do we really think about it? Do we really prepare ourselves for it? Because if you really want to, you need to be prepared to. And so I think the preparation to sleep, it's really, really important. It doesn't take like, a half an hour, it's a 5 minutes. And it has to be part of our hygiene. I think it's important to be seen like that to sleep. And then how to have a good wake up routine. And that one, it's very cute, isn't it? That little baby. I think to wake up exactly that, as that a child at that age, they wake up normally happy like that, holding their feet and rolling from one side to the other. I think that's it, waking up as happy as we can, because if we prepare to go to sleep normally, we do have a nice night's sleep, like, even we have young kids and they wake up many times. But once we wake up, the first thing we should not be doing is taking our phone. Because even physically, and that has already been proved by many, many neurologists and doctors in general, it is the fact that's taking away our physical memory. Once we keep looking at our cell phones when we wake up, we actually are losing our memory, because people go, they don't even open their eyes, they are on their phone. And of course, you're not going to remember anything that you dreamt, because you actually are looking at your phone. So you're not going to remember anything about anything. So the first thing you're not going to do is to look at your phone. The first thing that you're going to do is open your eyes and just say, wow, I'm alive again. Thank God. And just allow yourself to breathe. Like, allow yourself to stretch, allow yourself to trying to, like, connect yourself to yourself, look to your hands, like, admire again who you are, like, give a good stretch, sit up, like, some people do a little yoga in the morning, even if you have 5 minutes, brush your teeth slowly, looking at the mirror, look at your own eyes, allow that time just to be you for a few seconds even. Because that's really, really important. It is your wake up routine. It's part of you to kind of let, some even say that's the most creative time of the morning. Like, many writers, creative people in general, is the time that they sit, and if they have to write, is the time, like, because they say that when the inspirations happen, and it is for many of them, because they sit up, they're gonna sit down and they're gonna write, they're gonna paint, they're gonna do what's in their brain. Some people go to the gym. It is when that energy comes. And for the no morning person, because I know I have lots of friends of mine saying, I cannot even, like, process. But even if you're sleephead, at least sit with your coffee and just savor the coffee, like, sip by sip, and breathe in that nice smell of the coffee in the morning, but without the cell phone. We need to let technology a little bit out of our lives for those first few minutes. And why I cannot remember anything I dream? That's my husband's main question. And sometimes I wonder as well, like, even if he's alive any of the nights, because I never seen someone that sleeps like him. Since I know him, and we've been together for 13 years, and he sleeps like a stone. Nothing wakes him up, not even the kids. Um, it's just the way he is built. And I definitely, his spirit gets out of the body, and it's really funny because it's physically, you actually almost, i- his body goes into a shake, and that's it. If I was a medium that I could see, I think I would be able to see his spirit going. But that's it. Just good and totally. Oh, he's Gonski, and I'm sure his spirit is doing something really fun. But totally, totally Gansky. Why he cannot remember? They say many, many things. Some just say it is the fact that you're not prepared to remember your dreams. That doesn't mean that you're not doing things, that you're not working as a spirit, or that you don't have your roles or things to be doing, but just say that you are not prepared, or that those memories would do no addition at all for your purpose of evolution. So when the memories as a spiritual work that you're doing will serve a purpose for you, then you will remember, being that a premonition, being that someone you met, being that anything. If it will serve you as a purpose, or if you're going to serve you as, oh, that's going to make someone better, then you remember. In the spiritual world, memory, then you remember. Now, his physical memories is just basic. because of the deepness. He goes into that deep sleep, and that was the, like, the physical memories, and it's good, great for him, better for him, really. But that's the explanation for the by the spiritual memory, why he doesn't remember anything that about his encounters and everything. Can different people have same dream at the same time? And at this one here, I'm gonna tell a story that came from a spiritism group in Brazil, and that happened during the time of a tsunami. The tsunami that happened in Thailand. It was 2001, wasn't? So at that time, as soon as the tsunami was announced during the there happened during the night and day was in Brazil, that spiritism group was having a meeting. Was a group of mediums. At that time, they were working away. There was around 8 or 9 of them, and they said to their mentor in the group and said, is there anything we can do? Please tell us, because I know we are far, but we want to help. And they said, of course, just pray a lot. We will definitely help. Tomorrow we meet here at the same time again, and we're going to help. So all of them went home that night, and they had a dream that they were in Thailand, and they were literally rescuing many absolutely afflicted, lost souls, drowned, and they were giving very specific details how those people were, of location, of beach, of even the trees and things that they could see, and some of even the of those mediums, those Brazilian mediums, woke up themselves in grasp of air, as if they were like, had swim or something like that. So when they arrived in the spiritism group, said, would you believe that we were talking about the tsunami last night, and I dreamt that I was there, thinking that was that other type of dream that I spoke to you, like, the reflective dream, like, when we watch a movie and we dream about it, which would also be a possibility because you were talking about that. And then the other one said, I also dreamed about that. And the other one, me too, would also could be a possibility because all of them were talking about. But then the amazing thing were the details. They start basically saying about the same location with details, with it was so much details that they didn't see the place because they basically they couldn't have that type of information, even because TV was not even able at that time to show what was going on in there. Those images came in much after. And so, yes, people can have, and many of those haven't been related after all. That people can, many sisters or brothers have unfortunately dreamed when they lose a parent, and they can be far away and they have that dream, just dream that's lost someone, and they dream at the same time. So that, yes, that can happen again for a purpose. If people have connections, like those spiritual connections, but everything in life, in the spiritual world, always gonna be for a very real meaning of purpose, never just coincidence. And can dreams be premonitions? Yes, dreams can be premonitions, but again, just if that spirit is really, really well prepared to get that answer, and really, really can read in between the lines and can understand what is going on. And it will not be black and white. Like, you're not going to be watching basically a movie, what was going to be happening to you. And very rarely that's going to be happening. But yes, you could get some warning in your dreams, depending of course, your level of own evolution here, because Some people, the spirits do try to warn them, even when they're awake. And their own mentor, or their spiritual friends, like, could be a loved one that passed away, like, that's basically sometimes screaming at their ears, but the person would not notice. So when they're sleeping, those spirits will try to many reasons. So sometimes people say, oh, I keep dreaming with a recurrent dream. And that's when I want to talk about the recurrent dreams. People say, oh, I keep dreaming of a recurrent dream. Could that be a premonition? That could be a premonition, but the premonition cannot say, people say, I keep dreaming that I am falling from my stairs. So that means that I'm going to fall from my stairs and break my neck. No. So that cannot, the premonition could not be exactly that. It's not that black and white. But what happens is our brain is going to normally link one thing to the other. So could be that in the dream, and there is a passage from the Messengers by André Luiz. And let me just see if I can find here. It's the Messengers in the chapter 38. It's called the and in Isabel's Co's saloon. It's the part there. And I read that a little bit as well. But so basically, the spirits are gonna try to tell you one message, and in your head you always have a fear, for example, of go up high stairs and fall down. And that spirit is going to be saying to you, you have to be careful, because like, when you're going to be maybe like, up in a position of like, being like, a boss, and you're going to, when you go up there, like, someone is going to be trying like, to betray you, and you're going to have to be careful with that, because that could make you like, totally fall like, fall, not fall down by to break your leg, but like, make you fall, and that's gonna really hurt you. It's gonna be a huge betrayal. And so be careful with that. What your brain's gonna link. Oh my god, I'm already afraid of going up the stairs, and I went up the like, the ladder in my work, and it's gonna link everything, and you're gonna keep dreaming that you're falling down the stairs. So that's how your brain is going to process all that information, and then you won't, you could be able to resolve that in one way. So premonitions will happen, but only for the very few who are really prepared to understand them, and who are really also able to do something with that, and then actually be able to do something, or able to uh, inform somebody else with that, and have capacity to do something with that. And of course, without charging, without using that as like, advertisement, making that a show or something like that. In that chapter of the Messengers, it's a very interesting one, that André Luiz is watching. So the spirits go to this old lady. She's with her granddaughter, and this old lady, like, it's her grandma, is trying to tell to her granddaughter to please to be very careful about something. And then André Luiz asked them his name is Aniceto, say, do you think she's gonna remember like everything that the granddaughter uh, has explained to her? And there is another one called Vincent as well. I just want to find here. It's a very, very interesting part. And then I want just to read this little part here. And then he says, um, here. So here that he's just saying, I must clarify that he will remember the symbolic, for example, he will not, here. However, she will wake up encouraged in a good mood without being able to identify the cause of the restoration of good cheer, after the grandmother said to her. He will say that he dreamed of his grandmother in a place where there were many people without remembering the details of the event, adding that he saw in dream a threatening snake, which soon turned into a glass snake, breaking at the impulse of his hand to transform into a fragrant flower of which it still retains the pleasant memory of its aroma. He will say that sovereign comfort has invaded his soul, and deep down he will understand the consoling message that has been given to him. Why is that? Because the grandmother was talking about, like, the important thing that he should forgive some people, and that person was really afraid of snakes, and that always image of snakes in the head, and how, like, if we don't forgive things, those bad things life, like, they are breakable, and then how he actually, the spirit says how actually his memory would be created, is a lovely, lovely part of for you to read and see how the spiritism say. And then the other thing says, from our instructions, Pauls, that's André Luiz said, I perceived that he did not wish to enter into a close examinations of the famous theory from Freud. Recalling, however, the extraordinary importance attributed by the great scientists to inferior tendencies, I asked somewhat intimately, will there, however, be meeting centers for spirits unbalanced in evil, as happened here for friends interested in good? The generous mentor smiled kindly and said, don't be in any doubt about it. Through the magnetic currents susceptible of movement, when the incarnates sleep, inferior obsessions, permanent persecutions, low-class physic explorations, destructive vampirism, various temptations are maintained. There are still relatively few incarnates, brother, who know how to sleep for good. And making a very expressive gesture, he concluded, the Lord deliver us from falling again. Basically saying he doesn't want to go back there. Well, come back here. So, as I said, guys, again, when we go to sleep, we do not become a different person. So we just need to make sure, in a very, very, very important way, remember this, I think Freud even said, we pursue really what we want. That's what we dream about. That's what's going to be always in our head. So we really need to be careful when when we go to dream, that we are not obsessive about something, that we want something so much that we say, like, I want someone that much, or I want a situation that much, in a bad way. In even if it's in a good way, it has to be for good purpose, because we will be allowed to see someone we love, but always to make sure we always remember that person, the best way that person was, so in their best health, in their best way and everything. So in case we meet our loved one, the memories of goodness is the one that stayed in us. Okay, and we don't go to sleep, because if we fight with someone and something, and we go to sleep with that deep, deep feeling of anger and everything, and it's almost like, if you continue on the fight after the sleep. So we try to ask for the forgiveness before we go to sleep, even if it's in our head. So then we're trying to calm things down, and we don't become the obsessors when we go to sleep in someone else's life. So I will finish then my presentation with this lovely message that you could say every morning, to make sure, like, from now on, your dreams are going to be nice, even if you don't remember them. So upon waking up, give thanks once again that we come out of the night nebula to live again. So always be thankful to be given the chance to be here once more and be able to spread our wings to this planet. And always remember that's always the darkest before the dawn. And even in the darkness before the dawn, just give it a big deep breath and remember that God is with us. And then our spirit is here for a big purpose of evolution. And we're here to do this because it's the best for us. So always remember that and pray. Always pray to give your spirit the chance to give the best of the night to then have the best of your new day. Thank you very much. So just remembering that next Sunday, the 4th of September, we are all back in our new place, 2A Irishtown Road in Dublin 4. So I really hope to see you all there. At I think it'll be around 11, quarter past 11, more or less same time we do our speech here. So I really hope to see everybody there. It would be great to see everyone in person. It will be important for us, important for you. It will be every 15 days. I think Stephen has already said that a few times. But yeah, it would be absolutely great. That's our website. That's our email in case you have any questions, even about this presentation or anything about the group or Spiritism in general. And yes, and thank you so much. And I hope you have a lovely Sunday. And thank you for sparing your time to be here with me today.